Synovitis simply means inflammation of that synovial lining. Well, it's not a term that many people may be very familiar with in terms of thinking about synovitis at the same time that they're thinking about elbow dysplasia, or thinking of synovitis at the same time they're thinking about osteoarthritis. They should be, because the synovium lines the entire joint except for the bone and cartilage surfaces. So it is a very important part of the normal joint environment.
So synovitis I consider to be the major player when it comes to canine osteoarthritis. The synovium really could be considered sort of the orchestrator of the basis of osteoarthritis, and a major player not only in producing the pro-inflammatory mediators, but a major player in the source of discomfort and pain associated with arthritic changes.
In my mind, synovitis again plays a huge role in OA, especially all those macrophages and the cytokines that are released, all the matrix metalloproteinases that are released.
The synovium really is the driving basis behind contributing to the progression of inflammatory mediators and destruction of the articular cartilage, not only from a pathologic standpoint, but the synovium is also very important from a physiologic standpoint in providing a major nutritional source to the chondrocytes.
And when the synovium is inflamed in a synovitis situation, the synovium becomes very thickened, it becomes very proliferative, and there is a dramatic increase in the number of inflammatory cells, such as the macrophage, inside that synovial lining.
There's mounting evidence that is showing a change or polarization of macrophages from an anti-inflammatory to a pro-inflammatory phenotype or genotypic expression that's contributing to the release of other inflammatory mediators and really driving that effect. So it really is a progressive downward cycle that occurs once there's damage to the articular cartilage, because once we have damage to the chondrocytes, then we get that initiation of a synovitis, and we get the development of synovial hypertrophy and an increase in blood supply, and therefore we're getting a gathering of inflammatory cells, in particular these changes in macrophages, for example, that are contributing to the pro-inflammatory side of things. And so once the synovium is changed into a more pro-inflammatory state, then we're getting degradable enzymes that are responsible for breaking down the extracellular matrix. And then from there, we're not able to adequately lower the compressive load onto the subchondral bone because of downward functioning of the chondrocytes. So we start to see thickening and changing of density of the subchondral bone. Our chondrocytes, unfortunately, aren't getting the nutritional supply they need to develop what's called the extracellular matrix, where that nutritional source is coming from the synovium. And so it's sort of this downward spiraling cycle that we get in, that we're not able to actually eliminate or break that cycle.
It's like a vicious cycle between the synovium and the cartilage. Once the synovium is inflamed and it's releasing and it's activating the macrophages, they actually get activated within the synovium. Then the cartilage damage starts from that inflammation, and with all the weight bearing, once the cartilage is damaged, then we know that it's now the osteoarthritis process has started, and then it's a one-way street, and it's going to be just going to progress, and there's no returning back.